Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk to you about a really simple SEO technique that you can use on your local business website to start ranking different service area pages within a matter of days or a matter of weeks, right? In a relatively short amount of time. This idea is called link siloing. Okay, now this is an SEO term. It's not overly complicated. You just have to visualize what it's going to look like and then you have to go implement it. All right, so link siloing is the idea of connecting topically relevant content in clusters. So, we have our homepage. Put it over here so I have room. Here's the homepage. All right, and then you'll have, your about page. You'll have your service areas, if you're a local business, right? And your contact page. Okay, for the sake of this, we're focusing on this page, right? The service areas page. So when you're doing link siloing, you're connecting this topically relevant content through internal links. So internal links are any link on your web page that links to another page on that same website. Okay, that's internal link. So external linking is obviously when it links out from a page on your site to a page that's not on your site. So like if you're referencing a Wikipedia post or something, that's an external link. Internal linking, though, has a lot of SEO power, and I think it's underutilized in a lot of ways, especially for local businesses. So let's say you're a plumbing company, right? Let's say you're based in, New York City, okay? New York City plumbing. That's a really competitive city. So you're going to have to utilize this to the max to rank in a larger city like that. But any medium-sized to large city, you're going to need a strategy like this to work. So for New York, let's say we're a New York plumbing company. So our service areas would look like this. So we'd have, branch it out here. Let me just highlight this, emphasize that. So our first service area would be, let's say Brooklyn, right? So we'd have a Brooklyn page. Okay, another one could be Queens. Let's just say we're targeting the boroughs, right? Another one could be the Bronx or Staten Island. It doesn't matter, whatever. All right. So on our main service areas page, we're going to be talking about all of these locations. Okay, we're going to mention them. And what this is going to do is this is going to start to form the topical relevancy that I was talking about. So we're going to mention them. We're going to say, here are the areas we serve on this page. And we're going to say, we service Brooklyn, we service Queens, we service the Bronx. And we're going to have, a short description underneath each one talking about those different service areas. And within that, we're also going to be linking out to a special page for each one. Okay, so let's say, we're linking out to the Brooklyn page, right? And so now we go down to the next level to our Brooklyn page. Well, from here, we could be, let's say we're optimizing for Brooklyn plumbing. Okay, well, that's probably another pretty competitive term. So just having this one page here for it is probably not going to be enough, right? I mean, you can throw links at it from other sites, backlinks is what they call it. But even then, it's probably not going to be enough to rank without any sort of internal linking. So the best way to go about this, if we're trying to rank this page here for Brooklyn plumbing, is to have other interior pages connecting to this one. So we'll go down here, and from Brooklyn plumbing right here, we'll have, so Brooklyn plumbing, just so you remember, that's what we're targeting, Brooklyn plumbing. So down here, we'll have the different individual services that we provide, plumbing services, but it'll be tied to Brooklyn. So one page will be Brooklyn pipe repair, or toilet repair. Or it could be toilet repair Brooklyn. It doesn't really matter. The next one could be Brooklyn, another plumbing service, Brooklyn sink clog, or something like that. Sink clog. Probably something repair related, right? For all these. So Brooklyn emergency plumbing repair, right? Something like that. But the point is, so these are all going to be their own pages down here, right? These three, 1, 2, geez, that was horrendous. 2, 3. These are all their own pages, okay? And these are all going to include content about these individual services. But the way we're going to establish this topical relevancy is on this Brooklyn page, this main Brooklyn plumbing page, similar to what we did up here, where we listed all these on this page, we're going to list all these three on this page. Okay? And we're going to tie these three services to this page within this page. So the Brooklyn plumbing page will say these are the services we provide, and then it'll talk about our emergency plumbing service, our sink clogging repair service, how to unclog your sink, our toilet repair service, and it's going to link down through that content. It's going to link down to these individual pages, right? And so what that's going to do is that's going to be passing along this link. They call it link juice in SEO. It's the power, it's the authority from a given page getting passed to another through link. What it's going to do is it's going to pass the link juice from this page to this page, and then from this page to these pages. And then we're going to link between these pages to pass this along here. And it's all going to be flowing like a nice little silo structure. And then you're able to pass rankings, because we're going to start ranking for these terms eventually, even though these probably aren't very high search volume. It doesn't matter. Like, search volume is really a secondary metric for a lot of these, especially for these local sites. I found, because it's so specific to the area, and what you're doing is you got to think about it more of you're establishing topical relevancy, and that's really the most important thing here. So over time, this is all going to accumulate this link juice, and it's going to flow through your site and increase your overall rankings of your entire site. And how it's going to work here, so let's kind of rewind, because I probably should have mentioned this in the start. From the home page, we are going to talk about all of our main pages basically on the home page, right? Like, and you see that in most home pages. It'll break down, it'll say at the top the name of the business, it'll have a call to action, hopefully, and then it'll break down, here's what we do, here's a little about us, here's our services, our service areas, here's the contact, and it'll sort of break it down. So, like, the homepage you want to think of as a summary of your website, but you can use that to pass link juice from home to about to services, homepage to services, homepage to contact, homepage to about. So you're passing, because the homepage is going to eventually rank for something. So you're going to pass the juice from the homepage to the about page, from the homepage to the services areas page, homepage to the contact page. And then from there, that juice is going to keep flowing. When you do homepage to service areas page, it's going to flow down to Brooklyn Plumbing, to this, to this, to this. Same thing here, Queens Plumbing, right? Same thing. 1, 2, 3, however many services you have. I would do at least 3 supporting pages. I found 3's a good sweet spot for starting to boost, because the idea of these is really not to rank for these individual terms. It's mostly to rank for this one, right? This is the moneymaker. So you can have a bunch more that support this if you offer way more services, and you should. I mean, you should put everything, because that's going to help your end user as well, right? It's not purely for Google rankings. It's going to help people solve their problem. So you can keep adding on to this and then linking up to this page. The idea is that you're building this silo structure, and you can do it here, you can do it here. So if you have a site, let's say you're doing all of, I don't know in New York, but we can say all of San Diego County for plumbing, right? Well, you can target all of the cities in San Diego County and do this for each one, like where you have individual services pages and you break them down into the sub, like a I call them sub-service pages. I should get that coined, that expression, sub-service pages. I kind of like that. But that's basically what you're doing, is you're taking these main service pages and you're breaking them down into sub pages, right? So if these are sub pages of this page, these are sub pages. But the idea, again, is that you're passing along this SEO link juice through your entire website by setting up these silos. So, obviously there's a lot more things you can do. If you're trying to rank, excuse me, my knees are not what they used to be. If you're trying to rank for certain things, there's more, tricks and whatnot to do that. But this is just a good guide, and this is a good guide to give to your web developer, web designer, when you're talking about building a new site. You always want to, whenever I'm helping someone out with a site, I always visualize this with a whiteboard. Some people use Google Drawings. There's a number of software programs you can use. I'm old-fashioned this way. I like writing things out and seeing them, and putting pen to paper, so to speak, or pen to whiteboard. So this is my way of doing it. You can do it your own way, but it's really good to visualize these things before you go out and build a new website. So before I go, I want to show you a couple examples, if I'm able to. Let me put this down. Hang on. Oops. Before I break anything. Okay. All right. Hi. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is Home Advisor, and they're a really well-known site. I know you've heard of them. Everyone has. But even though they're a big site, I think it's still important to recognize kind of what they're doing. And actually, in a way, it's even more important to recognize that since they are a big site. Here's how they silo their site. So you go to a page. This is their California page, right? This is just a straight up California state landing page. Okay, so you can see this is the very top of their silo, essentially. This is the top of their state silo. Within California, they have all these interior pages, and they have them organized in different ways, but they have top 20 requested professionals, top 20 local projects, top contractors, top contractors in California by these big areas, top find a contractor by selecting these cities. So what they're doing here, it's pretty obvious. They're trying to rank for these terms. They're trying to rank for Anaheim, Beverly Hills, City of Industry, Los Angeles. Because why would they pick these? Because these are really random places in the LA area. Like some of these are big cities, but Van Nuys, Studio City, they're kind of just part of LA. They're not really, you wouldn't specifically think of them as their own places, if that makes sense. But from an SEO standpoint, this is really smart because they obviously found that these terms are big money terms and they're worth ranking for. So they created separate pages. And when you click on it, you see we have yet another silo where we're listing out all these projects, all these jobs, and people can find it easily, but you're sending all this juice through Google that's helping you rank for all these pages. So within this, we have bathroom remodels in Studio City. Now, I guarantee you that bathroom remodelers in Studio City is not a high search volume term. And again, to my point, you don't have to be going after terms with a high search volume. You just want to focus on structuring your website in a way that's effectively passing along this SEO link juice, right? And so this is a service in Studio City, but it's probably ranking really well for that. And because of that, it's probably ranking this page really well. And because of that, it's probably ranking this page really well. And it all feeds up to the top and feeds down and goes back and forth, side to side. It's a really powerful SEO tool. And you obviously want to use it wisely. You don't want to put too many links on your pages. So if you have, say, 1,000 words on a web page or 500 words, you don't want to put more than 2 or 3 internal links. Even then, that might be pushing it, just because Google will look at it as over-optimized. And nowadays, over-optimized is just as bad as under-optimized, even worse in some ways. Google just doesn't like SEOs, is the bottom line. And if they're on to what you're doing, SEO-wise, if they think that you're trying too hard, then they're going to just downgrade your site across the board. And it's a tricky game, but anyway, you can see what's going on here. Another one that I came across is this is a really good one. I was doing some marketing agency, looking at other agency sites and seeing how they were siloing. This is a good silo too. I think this is one that's really visually obvious about what they're doing. Sorry. So I wanted to show it to you. This is a marketing company in the Inland Empire of Southern California, right? Riverside County, San Bernardino County. And what they're doing is they have a services page where they list their services. And this is its own silo, by the way. This is the main services page. And from there, it goes down to each individual service like SEO. But the way they're getting local clients is not through their services page. You know, people think like you have to rank your services pages to rank locally, but services are just services. If you're just offering services in one town, then you don't need service area pages. You don't need locations pages because you're just ranking for that one town, right? Like you could just have a services page and then this would just be SEO Riverside, right? SEM Riverside, web design Riverside. But when you're ranking for multiple areas, it's good to have the location page like we were discussing. So here they have it all laid out for you, their silo. Look at this. So here's the locations page. This is the main locations page. The very top of the silo, right? These are all the top level pages of silos. And within this page, you can see they're laying it out for you. Here's their silo. So you can see, okay, we do Inland Empire marketing and web design. Within that, we service Riverside, Corona, Redlands. These are all cities in Riverside County, San Bernardino County. These are all the local cities they're trying to rank. Murrieta, Fontana. So here's literally their silo. And within this, they have links to all of the individual city pages that they're trying to rank. So you can see this juice is just getting passed down from one to the next. So here's our top level page, and here's our next step in the process, the Riverside marketing page. So now we're on cities. So we did locations. Now here's the city. And you can actually see it more clearly in their site links up here. You go locations, Riverside. Within Riverside, we have Riverside website design, Riverside web development, Riverside SEO, Riverside PPC, social media. Same with Corona, website design, SEO development, and it all flows down. This is literally a silo. You can see exactly what they're doing. There are no tricks here. They're just doing it, right? And so within this Riverside page, you can see how they have their silo structured here. It's the same as on the last page, except instead of locations, we're showing our services because this is an individual city page. So we have website design in Riverside, development Riverside, SEO Riverside, pay-per-click Riverside, social media Riverside, yada yada. And you click on any of these and it takes you to that specific page that they're probably ranking for, Riverside social media, right? Request a quote, call to action. So this is a great example. I would assume this is converting fairly well too because it's a well-designed site and they have the call to action right here. Takes them to the request a quote page. And form to fill out, done. Right? Marketing budget, boom. That's all you need. That is all you need. So it doesn't matter what business you're in. This stuff applies to all businesses across the local spectrum, even national companies. I mean, if you're a large site and let's say you're a large site and you're trying to rank for national terms that have nothing to do with location, the link silo idea still applies. It really does. Let's look at like Petco, for instance, okay? You know, this is a large pet site, obviously, and there's tons of products on here. Yeah, block. There's tons of products on here, but you can see the silo here, right? This is how they silo their site. So they have a dog silo. I'm not kidding you. This is a dog silo. They have dry food, natural food, all the different treats, the different items, t-shirts, strollers, outdoor gear. This is all within the doggy silo. This is the cat silo. This is the fish silo, small pet silo, reptile, bird. So it's the same idea. They're not ranking for locations per se, but they're ranking for these individual topic clusters. And that goes back That's why I call it topical relevancy. That's the point of siloing. You're trying to establish topical relevancy. When you're doing it for local, for your local site, the topical relevancy is just your service offering and the location in which you're offering it. When you're doing it for a national site, it's the product you're offering and the subproducts within that, or like the main product subject areas like dog treats and stuff like that. So you're just establishing topical relevancy when you do silos, but it's a really effective SEO tool. I encourage everyone to give it a shot. There's a great article. If you want to learn more about this, I can recommend a fantastic article that actually taught me a ton recently. I was reading up on this recently, and it actually showed me a few things I hadn't heard of already. It's written by Ryan Stewart over at Webris, or Webry. I don't know if it's, because I think it's supposed to be a play on debris, so it's like Webry. I don't know. Anyway, this is a great article. He breaks down what a silo is, the different kinds of silos you can have. There's a lot that goes into it potentially. For the sake of this video, I didn't want to overcomplicate it and talk about all these different things you can do. I mean, I think I touched on a lot of this, but he goes really into depth on it, and it's pretty useful stuff. So I definitely encourage you. I'll include a link in the description to this page, to this article. You can check it out for yourself. This is a cool one. He breaks down how you can use categories of blogs to rank pages, stuff like that. I'm probably going to talk about that in future videos because I think there's a lot of good stuff you can do there. But that's going to be it for today. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching, and I will be back here really soon. If you have any questions, head over to our website. Our website is rayseo.com. That's WRAYSEO.com, and we'd love to answer any questions you have. If you want to talk or just chat, shoot the breeze, I'm here for that too. So have yourself a great day and enjoy learning the SEO process. Start ranking.